Hello, fellow human beings. I'm taking a detour today from my usual science fiction stuff because yesterday, for the first time in ages, I rewatched American History X. X, I mean. X would be the German pronunciation of the letter. I don't know. I think the last time I watched it was, 20 years ago? Almost 20 years ago. I just randomly decided I wanted to see that again, and it's like, first of all, if anybody's wondering why my kitchen always looks like a mess since I moved to this place, it's because I don't have a water connection yet, so my dishwasher doesn't actually work yet. I have to get my water the standard camping way of getting a water container and bringing away a waste container, because I'm supposed to get a water connection, but it's stuck in German bureaucracy, which, is the standard for my country. Bad government, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? They don't work for you. Bad government, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? They don't work for you. So I'm still waiting for that water connection for my dishwasher so I can keep my kitchen tidy, if anybody's been wondering. Not like anybody would, because nobody's watching my videos, but you know what I mean. In case sometime in the future I suddenly get like an explosion of 10 billion subscribers because I'm the most awesome person on the planet. I don't know, it's a possibility because I know how awesome I am. But back to American History X. I watched that because it's just such a showcase for, you know, I spend a lot of time talking about Star Trek and a lot of time, talking about, what is good and what is bad. And what is really good doesn't mean that all individual elements are good. It's the same like in metal. Like if you give like 10 out of 10 to a metal album, doesn't mean it's flawless. It just means it has so many good parts that it's perfect, but there still might be bad parts. Like there might be a bad production or the drummer might be bad, but everything as a total is so good that it's perfect. And it's like the same with movies and TV shows. If there are enough things that make the whole thing perfect, it doesn't matter if it isn't flawless, like if it isn't lacking in some areas. And that's what I was thinking about rewatching American History X, which is carried so much by the quality of its cast, because the script isn't particularly amazing and the directing isn't particularly amazing. Both, like all the technical aspects are not really that great. You get Edward Norton and Edward Furlong acting off Avery Brooks. Like, the quality of the cast really blows this movie out of the park. It's like really incredible. The acting performances and the interacting performances. It's that just really makes it such a goddamn classic. Like there are obviously multiple flaws, like in the script. Like the one thing I never bought was the 3-year involuntary manslaughter conviction for Derek Wynyard. Wait, Wynyard. Now I do the German accent thing with the V and the W. Vineyard. You know, what kind of cop sees a guy that was curb stomped and, like, how is that not obviously first-degree murder? He shot the guy twice, the guy didn't die, and curb stomped the guy. That's obviously first-degree murder. And a car tried to drive away and he shot multiple bullets into the car. How is that not obviously attempted murder? Like the 3 years for involuntary manslaughter, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like the sentence for Lamont, like the 8 years for stealing a TV, that makes sense because I know cops and I know from having friends of color and how cops react to them. Having witnessed that firsthand, we go to the city and we're like a group of 5 people, 4 of us white and one friend is an Arab, and then the cops come and us 4 white guys, well, the other 3 white guys can do whatever they want, basically piss the cops in the face, and the cops don't care. They're all just interested in the Arab. I say the other 3 guys because I have long hair, and the cops always want to get me for weed possession, even though I haven't smoked weed in 20 years. But, long hair, so cops are always, that guy probably has weed. No, I don't. Not since I was a teenager. I don't care about it. But cops see long hair. Weed. Those. Yeah. So I totally understand the 8-year prison sentence for Lamont for stealing a television. But what really doesn't make sense to me is the 3 years for involuntary manslaughter for Derek Vineyard. After curb stomping a guy, which is so obviously first-degree murder that every beginner cop fresh out of police academy, even if that police academy was the police academy from the police academy movies, would see, oh yeah, I think he probably meant to murder that guy. Like that is nonsense. And the directing is also not perfect because it's really way too heavy on that Passion of the Christ meaningful slow motions. The long drawn out slow motion scenes of regular activities that are supposed to be meaningful and convey a message. I mean, I remember that one fucking time I watched Passion of the Christ, which is probably the worst. It's just, I don't know, people think The Room by Tommy Wiseau is bad, but Passion of the Christ is easily the worst movie ever made. Endless chain of meaningful slow motion. Sad music. Somebody moves a hand, and it's supposed to mean something. So bad. So terrible. Passion of the Christ, worst movie in human history. Easily. All the B movies I've seen, all the total amateur crap I've seen, but Passion of the Christ that's another level, even compared to like Battlefield Earth or propaganda movies and all that garbage. But Passion of the Christ is so bad. Even all the modern movies that people hate, like The Last Jedi or Captain Marvel, they're not only not as bad as Passion of the Christ, but they actually take elements from Passion of the Christ. Like all the sucky elements. I mean, all elements of Passion of the Christ are sucky, but the meaningful slow motions and the hush scenes that are way too dark between meaningful slow motions and the over focusing on completely meaningless visual scenes, and that's so crap. And there's quite a bit of that in American History X with complete over focus on pure visual scenes in slow motion that just waste your time and take away from what actually makes this movie a classic, which is the acting performances. I mean, Edward Norton is fucking amazing in this one. Avery Brooks is fucking amazing in everything. I challenge you to find me anything that Avery Brooks isn't fucking amazing in. He's like the topmost echelon of acting in Hollywood. That guy is a fucking genius. Edward Furlong, absolutely fucking amazing. Beverly D'Angelo, perfect. Young Jennifer Lean, is it pronounced like that? I never knew that, even as a lifelong Star Trek fan. Lean? Is it Lean? She used to be great. I mean, before she obviously had a meth or crack problem. She was a great upcoming young actress. No, the guy who plays Cameron, Stacy Keach. By the way, a very accurate portrayal of that kind of Nazi creep. I had personal experience with those kinds of creeps. And Ethan Suplee, who's mostly famous for, losing weight nowadays and getting really buff. He was perfect, and the actress who plays Stacy, again, absolutely amazing performance. And when it comes to Ethan Suplee as Seth and actress who plays Stacy, also in the story, the turn where they like easily turn and call that guy a traitor, that is also something I know from people who were in that scene, how easily it happens that they say one wrong thing and their former best friends and lovers for a decade suddenly point a gun at them for saying one tongue twister, one wrong thing. That is, yeah, I've had that described to me by people who were in the scene. The real bona fide neo-Nazi scene, not what social justice internet activists nowadays refer to as Nazis and fascists, which is 90% of society, but the real bona fide Nazi skinhead scene. There's a lot of accuracy and a lot of these portrayals of the scene. But yeah, overall, the script isn't perfect, and there's obviously a lot of things that don't make sense and don't really hold any water when you examine them closely in the real world, especially, the 3-year sentence for involuntary manslaughter. I mean, the portrayal of the Aryan Brotherhood in prison was pretty accurate, which is, hated in the neo-Nazi scene because, they do business with other prison gangs who are not white. But it's weird that all other skinheads in prison are Aryan Brotherhood guys, and only Derek Vineyard. Do it again. Derek Vineyard is the only guy who comes from the political Nazi skinhead scene. It's also a bit weird. I guess it's like a artistic license to fit it together like that. That he's the odd man out to make, as the critical drinker says, to make the plot happen, which is fine, because overall, this is a great movie simply because the cast is so goddamn great. Mostly Edward Norton and Avery Brooks and Edward Furlong. They just blow it out of the park. That's why it's like an all-time classic, and it's like really great to watch and have watched again for the first time in ages. It's just, I think it's an absolute classic, just for the acting performances, which make it really work, which make the not so great story and the not so great directing and make it work, make it into a great movie, and make it really have an effect on you as a viewer. So yeah, that's a classic, and I should have stopped the video before I ran out of things to say. But I missed that point, so I'm just rambling on, and I'm going to stop it now.